Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me here at Journey of Faith with Pam. Well, hopefully everybody's schedule is getting back to normal after the holidays. Probably a lot of us ate too much. I know I, for one, surely did. Either that or you may have spent too much with Black Friday and the Black Friday weekend. I, for one, am not guilty on that part. I don't participate in Black Friday. But for those of you who did, hopefully you got some good bargains. But let's get started. I've got our Bible verse for us. This one is from Ephesians 2:8-9. And it reads, "For by grace you have been saved through faith. And this is not your own doing. It is a gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast." And what that tells us is we have been saved because of our faith in Jesus Christ, not by the deeds that we do for others. Yes, of course, the good deeds, that's always good to do. But what is going to save us is our faith in Jesus Christ. Yesterday, I talked a little bit about the power of prayer. In this story that I'm going to open up with here, it doesn't say that anybody was doing any sort of praying for this individual, but my thought is this person and this family certainly was. This is about the individual, the 28-year-old man that fell overboard the Carnival Cruise Line and was rescued on Thanksgiving Day. Now, he was on this cruise ship with his sister. The last time he had seen her, or she had seen him, was the night before in the bar on the cruise ship at 11 p.m. when he went and he left to go to the restroom. She didn't realize that he was missing until the next day when she noticed he had not returned to his stateroom. So at noon on Thanksgiving, she reported him missing. Then the Coast Guard said that there was a cargo ship had later saw a person in the water about 20 miles south of Southwest Pass, Louisiana, and the mouth of the Mississippi River. Gross said the man confirmed he was the missing ship passenger after he was hoisted into the helicopter at 8:25 Thursday evening. He was apparently suffering from hypothermia, shock, and dehydration. But this man had to have been in this water for approximately 20 hours. And he survived. I am definitely saying he and that family were doing some major praying for this young man. What a fantastic Thanksgiving miracle for that family. And I had totally forgot about that one, and I was like, that one definitely needs to be spoke about. And no one said that this family or anybody was praying, but I guarantee you somebody was. Well, let's get on with the bad news here, shall we? It looks like the railroad strike is still looming. The problem is that already some of the things that are already being shipped or were being shipped primarily by the railroads is now being diverted to go onto trucks, such as semiconductor chips, and those are critical for high-tech the sector and auto industry. The problem is there's a lot of trucks out there, but there is a shortage of drivers for those trucks. So if they're going to be able, if there is a strike, if they're going to be able to get all this stuff delivered, who's to say? The other thing that they're trying to get done is to make sure that they start prioritizing what needs to be shipped. Like the chemicals and the chlorine that's used to put in the drinking water and the hazardous material for fertilizer and stuff like that. That's all shipped by railroad. Now, I know that on average it takes about, because everything is going to get, it's starting to get backlogged right now because they're starting to cut back and people are shipping by, starting to ship by other means such as trucking. So everything is starting to get backlogged, and on average, it takes 2 to 3 days to clear up 1 day of backup. It's just crazy, and there's more. I don't know what's going to happen, and I've heard 2 different dates. I've heard of when this potential strike could take place. I've heard December 5th, and I've heard December 9th. Nonetheless, neither one of those dates are very far off. There are a number of groups that are trying to encourage Congress to intervene and not to let there be any type of railroad strike. Now, I'm not sure. All I know is this is going to end up costing this economy $2 billion a day if there is a strike. Now, we had the Representative Brian Fitzpatrick on Sunday said that Congress will not let a national railroad worker strike hurt the economy. Which again, he even reiterated that it would cost $2 billion a day if it were to take place. He believes that right now they need to see if they can't let the railroad companies and the unions work this out. But if their negotiation fails, he's confident that Congress will not let a strike happen. Then the other thing that we've got affecting our economy right now is the lockdown and all the issues that are taking place in China. Apparently, there have been pandemic lockdowns are expanding across China, including in a city where factory workers clashed this week with police as the number of COVID cases hit a daily record. Check this out. One factory, let's see, where was it? They have reported over 31,444 cases of COVID in the last 24 hours. Now, the only thing that bothers me about that is a couple of things. What's with the vaccine? Why are so many people still getting that? And what happens there usually happens here. So if they're having an outbreak of that right now, what's going to happen here? We've also got there right now, because everybody's been told to lock down. This has been going off and on with China for now over 2 years. And you had 6.6 million people that were told to stay home for 5 days beginning Thursday, except to go and buy food or get medical attention. People are tired of it. They don't want to be locked up in their home. Now, during the clashes Tuesday and Wednesday, police actually beat workers that were protesting over a pay dispute at the biggest factory for Apple's iPhone, located in an industrial zone near the city. Foxconn the Taiwanese-based owner of the factory, apologized Thursday for what it called an input error in the computer system and said it would guarantee that the pay is the same as agreed to in the official recruitment posters. It's just crazy. I can't imagine all this going on. And if that affects there, it will certainly affect here. Because the scenario that's playing out in China right now is obviously a risk to us, not just for China, but also the rest of the world. Some of the big companies that's going to affect here in the United States, some of the major companies, that is including Apple, Tesla, and many, many more. That's just two of the bigger ones. So all I guess that we can do is pray and that something is resolved between these. I hear a lot of people say, oh, well, this could ruin Christmas. It's not about gifts for Christmas. It's about the birth of Jesus Christ. That's the problem. People have forgot that. It's about the birth of Jesus Christ, not about the gifts and what you get and what you can give to others. It's about his birth, our Savior. And that's what people need to pay attention to. And sometimes I wonder, well, if it takes a disrupt for people to take notice, then maybe it needs to happen. Maybe. I don't know. But there is a new movie that is due to come out in December, and I think would be an awesome movie from everything I've read about it. And it's a documentary movie film explaining a country music legend Johnny Cash redemption and that is coming out in December. And I believe the name of the movie is Johnny Cash, The Redemption of an American Icon. Everything I've read about this movie, I didn't realize that he was that Johnny Cash was quite as religious as I've read. But from what I've read, this would be an amazing movie to go and see. I don't know exactly when it's coming out. All I know is it says December. So if you get the opportunity, you might want to check that movie out. But everybody, all we can do is pray. And hopefully, maybe that's, like I say, what people need is an eye-opener sometimes to show them it's not things, it's not what we have, it's not what we can get. Christmas is about the birth of Jesus Christ. Well, that's all I have for you today, and have a blessed day, and bye-bye for now.